today. Certainly Mayor Pro Tem Martin is present, and Chief Pena, Dr. Persse, Director Susan Christian also. Let me just start off today and just say on behalf of the City of Houston, I want to express my prayers to the family of Vanessa Gillian. The Fort Hood soldier from Houston was a graduate of Cesar Chavez High School, and I cannot imagine the heartbreak Vanessa's family has endured since her disappearance in April and the devastating and what appears to be this devastating outcome of the case. And I ask all Houstonians to keep Vanessa's family in your thoughts and prayers. She also participated in the Higher Houston Youth Program. So we certainly want to continue to pray for her entire family. The Houston Health Department reports 763 new cases of COVID-19 today. That's 763, bringing Houston's total to 21,886. And we are also reporting 2 more people who have died as a result of COVID-19. And as of today, 230 people in Houston have died as a result of COVID-19. We'll continue to keep you informed as these cases come in. The 2 newly reported deaths happen to be an Hispanic male in his 70s with underlying health conditions, and an Hispanic male also in his 70s, also with underlying health conditions. Of the 230 total deaths, 64 are associated with nursing homes and 3 with the Harris County Jail. The virus is prevalent in our community, and as we enter the 4th of July holiday weekend, it is imperative that everyone remember we are fighting for our community and the health and safety of our family and friends. And in some cases, we are also fighting for the lives of those who are gravely ill and hooked up to ventilators in our hospital. And as mayor, I cannot force you to change your behavior, but I am strongly encouraging you to take the virus very seriously and make some changes to your routine over the next several weeks. We are at a point in this pandemic that requires us to rally together as a community and take serious steps to flatten the curve and not overwhelm our healthcare delivery system. And as mayor, I am making the following recommendations. We have consistently talked about wearing masks. I think it's going to require even more than that. So I think we're going to need to step back some in order to blunt the progression of this virus. And so I'm asking the voluntary compliance. I don't have the tools to enforce anything right now or to mandate. And so I'm asking for voluntary compliance over the next 3 weeks to blunt the progression of the virus. And one is to wear a mask, even if in the presence of others and outside of businesses. So right now you're required to wear a mask for employees and customers are required to wear them if you go to a business. I want to extend that and recommend that we go even beyond that. So if you're in the presence of someone else, out in the public or in the presence of others, whether you're in a business or not, I would ask, and this is a strong ask, that you wear a mask until such time as a mask order, which I hope will be mandated across the state. Secondly, to ensure social distancing in the workplace. That's important. Regardless of where you work, we need to ensure social distancing. And if that's not possible, work remotely from home where possible. So social distance in the workplace, and if you can't do it, work remotely from home. Then I'm going to ask, and this is through voluntary compliance, that businesses reduce their occupancy from 50% to 25%. I think we need to back up. And again, this is an ask in order to blunt the progression. I'm asking people to do this over the next 3 weeks. I'm asking faith-based groups, communities, to resume virtual worship. I think it's critically important that we defuel this virus, and that is that we not come together in close proximity, which provides energy and fuel to this virus. So I'm asking the faith-based groups in our community, in our cities, to resume virtual worship over the next 3 weeks. And then reduce social gatherings to no more than 10 people. And this is especially true as we approach the 4th of July extended weekend starting tomorrow. I'm asking people to reduce their social gatherings to no more than 10 people. What we know is in the last month or so, this virus has really taken off, and the numbers are continuing to grow each and every day. In order to blunt the progression of this virus, it's going to be critically important that we wear our masks, engage in social distancing, use proper hygiene, and we disengage in order to come together in combating and defeating this virus. And it's very critical that we do it, and we start doing it yesterday. So that's the ask. Wear your mask even if in the presence of others. Ensure social distancing in the workplace or work remotely. Businesses reduce the occupancy from 50 to 25%. Faith-based groups resume virtual worship and social gatherings of no more than 10 people. I believe if we do these things together, collectively and in concert, then I believe that we can blunt the progression over the next 3 weeks and get us back on some sort of a course where we can be placed in a better position to manage this virus. Those are my strong recommendations, and I'm asking the people in the city of Houston to join me in achieving the objective. At this point in time, let me yield and bring up Dr. Persse.
Thank you, Mayor. In the Mayor's comments, he started off by saying how the virus is in our community. And so if we can bring up the graph, I'm going to show that when we look at the positive, the test results that come back, and we've talked about this before, as the test results come back from the labs, in the beginning they were only giving us the positive. So now we're getting more a report of all the tests they do and what percent of those are positive. And what we're seeing is that the percentage is continuing to increase, and it's getting higher and higher. And so as we have been talking about all of these things to blunt the progression of the virus throughout the community, yet the number keeps coming up. And one of the things when I met with Dr. Birx in Dallas on Sunday, one of her concerns was that with the testing sites, the stadium ones, that there is a notion that those are testing the worried well, and that that wasn't really the target population. She wanted us to get more towards the young folks and see what was going on to test that group. Well, even in the concept of Dr. Birx's concern that it's testing the worried well, the percent of positives is growing and has been growing at a steady rate, so that now it's at it's over 20%. Over 20%. So of the folks who are getting tested, 1 in 5 are coming back positive. And we've talked earlier about how it's it appears in the hospitals that there's the average age of folks who are coming. Here's the slide. So you can see that over the last several weeks, actually, the percent positive has gone from about 15% to 24, almost 25%. So 25%, it's actually 1 in 4 people are testing positive. They're going to the testing sites. 1 in 4 are positive. So the virus is very prevalent in the community. So this weekend, as folks gather, you need to consider how big of a crowd you want to be around. If in fact, and even if these numbers, let's just say these numbers, that there is a bias, and let's say those numbers represent doubling the percentage, just to make an argument somehow that was double the percent. Well, it's still 1 in 8 are positive. So if you're in a group, the mayor recommended no more than groups of 10. So even at 8, you run the risk that there may be somebody in your group. And remember, these are people who are not going to be having symptoms, right? But yet they're spreading the virus. And the notion that young folks get sick and they get over it in our local hospitals, 15% of the folks who are admitted to the hospital, 15% are under the age of 50. And if you go from 50 to 60, that's an additional 15%. So 30% of the people admitted to local hospitals are under the age of 60. And we're talking about admitted to the hospital. Today in Harris County hospitals, there are over 500 people admitted to the intensive care unit. And there are over 1,200 people admitted to the hospital. So the virus is very much out there. For those who think that it's not, I'm sorry, but the data is just very clear that it's very much active and spreading. And we control our destiny. The mayor has given some great recommendations. They're based in common sense. They're very easily achievable. And these are the things that actually make a difference. And you are in control of protecting yourself protecting your family. Remember, the number one person you're most likely to infect is a family member. The number two person you're most likely to infect is a coworker, followed by friends and neighbors. So protect your families, protect your coworkers. Wear a mask, stay in small groups, remain physically distant.
Thank you, Dr. Persse. You can see we have a limited window to kind of regain control with the positivity rate increasing in June from that 15% to nearly 25%. You understand the recommendations, one of the recommendations that we are making. So we're at a point in time where we are needing to step back in order to work to regain control over this virus. So please bear that in mind. No better time to start than this weekend. And so to the extent, we're asking people to stay home as much as possible, but to be cognizant of your surroundings, even in our parks, for example. The parks will be open to walking, jogging, bicycling. As long as you're moving, not a problem. But the parks will not be open to social gatherings and picnicking, none of that. And we have a 4th of July Independence celebration this weekend. It will be a virtual celebration. And so for that, let me call up Susan Christian, who will talk more about the virtual 4th of July Shell Independence celebration.
Thank you, Mayor. We're so excited. In fact, I just left a rehearsal with the Houston Symphony and Bun B and Trey, and it is out of sight. We're so proud that with Shell Freedom Over Texas, we're bringing multiple disciplines. First, live entertainment featuring the Houston Symphony. Pat Green is our featured artist, as well as Trey the Truth, Bun B, Mariachi International, and also a famous kids group coming from Houston, which is Los Placeros. All of those performing live with Houston Symphony backing them up. Just a remarkable lineup there. We also have virtually, with the Houston Symphony backing him up, is Lyle Lovett, and also Houston's own La Mafia. So the interesting part I want to say about these entertainers is all of them are from Houston or from Texas. Now, isn't that a great stand-up for this event, a great lineup? I'm really excited about it, Mayor. And then we have other artists from outside of Texas who will be sending in prepackaged songs. Many of them have performed on our stage in the past, Mayor. So I think we have a very unique show that we're presenting. All of this will be performed live, of course, on July 4th, but we will not have an audience in front of our entertainers. And so, as the mayor said, it's a virtual show. That will take place between 6:30, coverage at 6:30, and then the majority of that entertainment from 7 to 10, and you can catch that on television. Of course, no July 4th show is complete unless we have an amazing fireworks show. It's tradition for Americans. It's how we celebrate our patriotic roots. It's how we celebrate our freedom. It is one of the things that unites us as Americans. And I think it's so amazing, Mayor, that we are still able, with your support and with the support of our sponsors, Shell, Reliant, Dr. Pepper, Walmart, and Bud Light, Silver Eagle, with the help of them supporting us and your support and at your direction, we have a 15-minute live fireworks show which will take place out at Eleanor Tinsley Park. And we've repositioned the show. We're going to shoot off of trailers and reposition that show so that we can have a much higher latitude and a lift, if you will, for the fireworks show. Normally, we rest at about 450 feet. We're at 800 feet, Mayor, and so that Houstonians can see a much bigger show at a much further distance. And that's important because while the mayor mentioned that parks are open, there is one place where they are closed, and that's that since we're having this huge show, we also have a much larger fallout zone, Mayor. We've been working with the fire department, love working with those guys and women, and so we want a very safe fireworks show. That will take place at 9:35, but we also, in preparation of that, of course, we have some street closures the way we do every year, 45 north and south, and the exits to Allen Parkway will all be closed, as well as Memorial Drive and Allen Parkway from Bagby to Montrose on Allen Parkway, and on Memorial Drive from Bagby to Shepherd. So we have a lockdown of that area, partially because of fallout zone, and then partially because of social distancing. So what we ask people to do is help us. Stay safe, stay home, and let us do your fireworks show for you. I think Chief Pena earlier today had a lot of a press conference warning about the dangers of fireworks. So let the professionals do your fireworks for you, and y'all stay home and watch, or watch from your backyards, watch from your apartments. If you get in your car, go to a place that you can properly socially distance. Stay in your car, maybe sit on the hood. Enjoy a great show, and really help us keep the area where we're launching those fireworks safe. Again, it's a 15-minute show. Everything's over at 10 o'clock. But we have a great show. I'm so proud of so many of our partners. Certainly our sponsors are mentioned, Mayor, but also our partners who have stood up, helped us to produce a show that is unique, that is uniquely Houston, that is uniquely Texas, and it's nice to have live music back in our lives. Thank you, Mayor.
Chief Pena.
Thank you, Mayor, and thank you, Susan. I just wanted to reiterate, drive home the point of what Susan was saying here. Enjoy the show, the Freedom Over Texas show, instead of going out and setting off fireworks. I want to remind our community that setting off fireworks within the city of Houston is illegal. Not only is it illegal, but every year we have a number of injuries and house fires that result as a result of these fireworks. And look, our first responders are busy enough. We have plenty of things that we are responding to, plenty of things that we have to take care of without adding additional burdens and without exposing your families to additional dangers. The show they spent a lot of time and money, and through the leadership of Mayor Turner, it's going to be a spectacular show. Again, we want to stress the fact that there is an opportunity to go and attend or view the professional shows, and don't go out and get yourselves hurt or cause some damage to yourselves or your house as a result of improper use of fireworks. Adopt a policy of prevention, not only with the fireworks, but again, as the mayor stated earlier, with our social and physical distancing, okay? Wearing masks, physical distancing, and proper hygiene. That's going to help us get through and tamp down the progression of this virus as well. Thank you.
Good. So bear in mind, it's a virtual celebration, independent celebration, and you can catch it on TV. You can catch it online, okay? You can catch it on TV, you can catch it online, view it at a distance, because Eleanor Tinsley Park and Sam Houston Park are both closed. Those parks are closed, so you're going to have to watch those fireworks at a distance, okay? And then bear in mind, fireworks inside the city of Houston, that's illegal, okay? So fireworks inside the city of Houston is illegal. Please bear that in mind. You don't want to get a ticket.